Hello people of YouTube, 'tis I once more, the Crimson Assassin, here today to give you guys another anime review. It's been a while, I know, but let's just say, considering the genre, it took me quite a while to finish it. But now, here I am to give you guys the long-awaited anime review for Everyday Life with Monster Girls, or Monster Musume. So Monster Musume takes place in, obviously in Japan, where basically there's this law that both humans and monsters can coexist with one another. And these monsters live with their host families, and they live with them, and you basically follow this one-note, very cliche main protagonist, whose name is only said once throughout the anime, and like you completely forget it. But you follow him and his everyday life with a few monster girls that he'll meet, and he'll become his host parent. And with this law in effect, they cannot, have sexual intercourse, while also abiding by some rules like, you can't, the monster has to be with the host parent, and, the host parent can't leave without, or the monster can't leave without the host parent. And basically, it's like all this stuff about this law, and what ends up happening is that this one cliche main protagonist gets a bunch of monster women to come and live with them. First it was this snake woman, then it was a harpy, then it was a freaking centaur, or shit, I don't know how to say it. But anyway, to a slime, to a mermaid, to an arachnid, to something I won't reveal. But let's just say he gets this harem of monsters, and it's basically his everyday life. Okay, whatever, we'll just go with it. So people of YouTube, it's been a while since this anime has released. I believe this anime came out in like the summer of 2015. So this anime has been here for a while. It had its popularity, but now it's kind of died out. But let's just say, people of YouTube, out of all of the harem animes I've seen, this one goes neck and neck between animes like Rosario Vampire and Heaven's Lost Property, two of my most favorite ecchi harem animes of all time. I loved Heaven's Lost Property, I love Rosario Vampire, but here comes Everyday Life with Monster Girls fucking kicking the door and be like, what's up bitches, I'm here now. And this anime was very fun, very entertaining, and I gotta give four shout-outs in this video. First off, I would like to give a quick shout-out to my cousin Nico, who recommended me to watch this anime, as well as my two friends Alexis and Danny, and also my other friend Alan, who also recommended me to watch this anime. All four of them has been telling me, dude, you should watch Monster Musume. It's like almost as good as animes like Rosario Vampire and Heaven's Lost Property. Especially my friend Danny, like, he really wanted me to watch this anime, so shout out to my boy Danny. What up, Danny? Love you. So anyway, I really wanted to check out this anime, but I kind of got a little sidetracked with like a bunch of other animes that I've been watching. Like, at the time, I believe I was watching Hajime no Ippo, and then I was like watching a bunch of other animes during the time where this anime was being aired. So I didn't really have the chance to really watch Everyday Life with Monster Girls. So I decided, better late than never, and started watching it now. So all I have to say, people, is basically what I just said before. I really enjoyed this anime. I felt like it's a hoot and a half, and it's definitely a must-watch. In fact, this is like one of the most best harems I've seen in a while, okay? I thought that, like, no one could beat the harem of, like, Issei from High School DxD, or freaking Tomoki from Heaven's Lost Property, or even fucking Tsukune from Rosario plus Vampire. But I really enjoyed this anime. So what did I enjoy about this anime? Well, for starters, the animation done by Studio Lerche. The guys that made Assassination Classroom and Danganronpa did the animation for Everyday Life with Monster Girls, and they did a fantastic job with the excellent, gorgeous scenery, the excellent character designs, and also some bright, vivid, and pretty freaking colorful art. I really love the animation for this, and they did a spectacular job, especially for the character designs. I like that each individual character designs for the centaur, the slime, the snake woman, to everything. And their design, perfectly goes hand in hand to their personality and what they're like. Like, we'll get into that in a bit, but I do like what they did with the character designs and their personality with it. The story, I'll be honest, there's nothing to write home about. It's basically your stereotypical cliche harem that you've seen in previous other harem entries before, but it's still solid, it's still decent, it's nothing to write home about, but it's still an entertaining one at that. As long as it's a very entertaining story, I don't really care. So the story, it's a pass. I mean, you can disagree or agree, it's fine. I enjoyed the story, especially for the individual episode arcs. I really enjoyed them. It's a solid story. Speaking of enjoyable, the characters of the anime are very solid, and I enjoyed each and every single one of them. To the six monster girls that you'll meet throughout the anime, and plus a few other monster characters here and there, and also this one character named Smith. You're gonna get a hoot and a half with each and every single one of the characters, okay? Our main protagonist, whose name is only mentioned once, I think his name was like Kirisu, I don't fucking know, but all the girls call him like darling or honey or master or something along those lines. But it's still, he's still your basic stereotypical cliche nice guy that we've seen in every other romantic comedy. It's something to write home about with his character. But I do like the characters for Mia, for Sarah, with Sue, with Poppy. I love each and every single one of them. And going back to what I said about the character designs, the character design matched their personality to a T. Like, for example, the centaur, Sarah, who's basically, would you think of like a horse, you think of like a trusty steed who's always by your side. That's basically the kind of personality Sarah is. Sue, it's kind of like your little baby, your little lowly type character, along with Poppy. Poppy, who's this, a harpy, it also tends to act like a little lowly-esque character, and their personality go hand in hand with the design and with the animal that they're being chosen. I freaking like that. I like that a lot about the character designs. Hell, you even made a zombie in the anime, and it's basically what you expect if a normal zombie were to, be alive. It's no freaking, who's that main character from, Is This a Zombie? I forgot his fucking name, god damn it. But it's almost like him, but, 1,000 times more cooler. I really enjoyed all the characters in the anime, albeit, my one little gripe about the characters is that, we'll get into that a little bit later, but let's just say the characters should have deserved a little more screen time, especially some of the later characters that you'll meet, or even the characters that is introduced in each episode, because every episode you meet a new girl, and you're trying to adjust to the fact that you just met this character last time that could have used more development, but yet you're going to introduce this new character. It's kind of weird, it's kind of bizarre. We'll get into that in a little bit, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. The Japanese voice acting is very solid, very, just solid. I like the Japanese dub. There is no English dub for all you dub lovers, so unfortunately, you can only watch the Japanese dub. But for the Japanese dub, it's very solid, very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. The comedy of the anime is what's its strong point, / its harem and ecchi genre-esque, but the comedy of the anime, is probably the most fun. This is without question one of the funniest animes I've seen in a while. I've seen some funny anime. Defrag was hilarious. Freaking Ninja Nonsense was one of the most animes that really did make me laugh out loud. Good Luck Girl was another one that made me laugh out loud. But I have to give this anime credit for its comedy. The comedy is so entertaining. And the fact that, sure, it has a bunch of cliches when it comes to the comedy, but it's done in a way that's something fresh and something new, and it's I really enjoyed the comedy of the anime. It's very solid. I do like it a lot. So people of YouTube, I'm pretty much giving this anime praise, but don't get me wrong, there's a few cons here and there. Like I mentioned before, You know, how every episode they introduced a new girl, and the fact that, you know, you just met this one character last time, so like I wanted kind of more screen time with this character before you move on to the next girl that this main protagonist meets. It's like they're kind of rushing through all these women's, and that's basically going to my main issue, the pacing. The pacing of the anime is I feel like it was very rushed, and I could honestly see why, because this anime is only 12 episodes long. So for a 12 episode long anime to introduce a harem of women, you know, you're gonna have to shoot for at least one girl per episode. But I mean, you could have kind of, you know, introduced the character, you know, for one and maybe like 2 more episodes, and like half of the episode you could have introduced the next character there, and then you go on from that. But I get it for what they were doing. You know, I could see why the pacing was a bit rushed, because it was only 12 episodes long to introduce a harem of women. But it is a big issue. It's a little nitpick, I would say, but it's still a little issue that I have. Also, the plethora of harem/ecchi anime cliches, such as the misunderstandings, the abundance of fan service, and freaking the blind one-note main protagonist. I mean, this anime has a bunch of cliches, but are they handled in a really nice way? Of course that is. You know, like I said, the comedy is on fucking point. I enjoyed the comedy a lot of this anime. It's probably one of the most funniest harems I've seen in quite some time. I do recommend, if you're just a fan of comedy in general, this anime had me laughing out loud. And sometimes animes don't tend to make me laugh. Like, even in a certain moment when I would watch an anime that's supposed to make me laugh, I don't laugh. And I guess part of the reason, because I'm not Japanese and I don't understand its language or culture. But this anime, whoo, is really funny. Like, there is one moment in the last episode that made me laugh so hard I had to pause it on how funny it was. Like, there's this moment where, you know, this, Sarah, you know, and the master, like, she's on Sarah's, back, and she jumps over this car, and the car, after Sarah jumps over the car, like, literally explodes out of nowhere, and it's like, that shit made me laugh. Also, for the fact, I want to go back to the main character real quick. But this poor guy got fucking tortured. Like, every single scene with this main protagonist, he's either getting hurt or just being nice. Okay, majority of the time, he's being hurt. And like, this poor torture that this guy goes through. Oh, I feel so sorry for this guy. But that's all I can really say about the anime. It's a very solid, very entertaining, and above it all, very enjoyable to watch. So that's why I'm going to give Everyday Life with Monster Girls an 8.5 out of 10. It's a very enjoyable anime, and it's very fun to watch. I do recommend it, and it will possibly be somewhere on like the top 10 best animes I've seen in 2016. And it is, without question, hysterical. One of the best animes I've seen so far this year. I don't know, we'll have to see. You know, we still have, you know, the rest of 2016 to go, but it's definitely going to make it on this list without question. It is that entertaining. Go check out Everyday Life with Monster Girls. I'm so glad I got the chance to see it, even though it took me quite a while. So people of YouTube, that's going to wrap this video up. Stay tuned. I don't know what I'm going to have in the works as of yet, but we'll have to see in the near future. So until then, people of YouTube, if you'd like to see more, please consider subscribing. And until then, people of YouTube, this is the Crimson Assassin, signing out. Peace, YouTube.